Hey Geography Peeps, France was such a fun episode to film. Few side notes. Jacques Brel was actually Belgian. Marie Curie, although naturalized as a French citizen, was actually Polish. I totally butchered Christian Dior's last name, and in the demographics graph it said 5% instead of 3% for the black population. However, some people argue that the actual numbers could actually be more than 5%, so I guess it kind of works out. Anyway, France has a lot when it comes to symbolism, and we have so much to discuss. So, without further ado... Now, the French flag may only have 3 colors, but there's a lot of backstory on how it became that way. First of all, the flag is a tricolor flag of 3 vertical bands of blue, white, and red. Now, there are many interpretations behind these colors. However, what we can start with is the fact that blue, white, and red are generally associated with republicanism or democracy. Basically, the flag came out of conflict. Long story short, the French Revolution. But before we even get into that, pre-revolution France used a lot of white. It was a very popular color. They loved it. It all started with Joan of Arc and then made popular by kings in the 16th century, as it was kind of seen as like a reconciliation color between the Protestants and the Catholics. For the longest time, they were under the white royal Fleur de Lis flag. The colors red and blue are based off of the flags of Paris, which are based off of the 2 saints. Blue for Saint Martin, Bishop of Tours, who had some story about him sharing part of his cloak with a beggar, and red for Martyr Saint Denis, Bishop of Paris, who is typically displayed holding his own head. When the revolutionaries wanted to make a flag, they didn't want to just use the blue and red for the Paris flag, but they wanted to add the royal white in between them to imply the submission of the monarchy under the people as a way to nationalize the revolution. Since 1794, the flag kind of stuck, except for those weird years when Napoleon was exiled twice and the Bourbons tried to make a comeback, and then the July Revolution of 1830 happened, and then it came back since then. Henry, Count of Chambord, one of the last descendants of the royal family, almost tried to change the flag as he almost became the king, but then it was too late and it was over. He didn't have a chance. Now, France technically has 2 unofficial national emblems that were adopted in the early 20th century. Both of them contain fasces, however, one is all golden, surrounded by leaves, with a shield and an R and F layered on top of each other. The Republic of France. And the second is similar, however, placed on a blue facade surrounded by a highly detailed golden chain relic with golden discs, all tied at the bottom by 3 wreaths of laurel and oak. Now keep in mind, they had a lot of flag and emblem switches ever since the Frankish kingdom. However, blue, white, and the Fleur de Lis are typically portrayed in a lot of them. Fun little side note, although the Dutch already had a horizontal tricolor of red, white, and blue, it's disputed that the French were the first ones to do a vertical configuration, which would then influence flags all over the world to follow the same format. So that's about it. I mean, there's a ton of other underlying tidbits here and there, but overall, France's symbolism points to a country that has moved into an era of progress and revolution. This has been Flag Friday. You've just been flagged. Stay cool, stay tuned.